Joan Williams wakes up in a king-sized bed that isn't hers. Except it is now. Has been for 3 weeks. The sheets are Egyptian cotton. The mattress costs more than she made in 6 months doing private security in Lagos. And the man sleeping beside her, the Korean Mafia boss with a bullet scar on his shoulder and 17 confirmed kills to his name, has his arm draped protectively across her waist like she might disappear if he lets go. She doesn't move, doesn't want to break this moment, because for the first time in 8 months, Joan isn't running, isn't looking over her shoulder, isn't sleeping with a gun under her pillow and her shoes by the door. She's building a life. Kang Min-jae's mansion isn't a hiding place anymore. It's home. The guards call her ma'am now with genuine respect earned in blood during that 3 a.m. firefight 3 weeks ago when she killed 4 men to protect this family. Yoon, sweet, traumatized, 8-year-old Yoon, calls her Joni-oma when he has nightmares and crawls into bed between them at 2 a.m. She's stopped running, and that's when her phone buzzes on the nightstand. Unknown number. Joan's blood turns to ice. She reaches for it slowly, careful not to wake Min-jae. Opens the message. You can't hide behind a Korean gangster forever, Joni. We're already here. Below the text, a photo loads. Yoon, walking into his new elite academy this morning. Navy blazer, backpack, surrounded by other children. The angle is professional. Telephoto lens, taken from a rooftop across the street. Today's date is time-stamped in the corner. 6:47 a.m., 2 hours ago. Joan is out of bed before her brain fully processes the threat. Gun from the nightstand, knife from her ankle holster on the chair, phone in hand. Min-jae wakes instantly. Combat instincts. What is it? She shows him the photo. His face goes cold. That terrifying, emotionless mask he wears when he's about to kill someone. Get dressed, he says quietly. We're going to the school. Now. Before we go any further, have you ever felt completely safe, only to realize danger was closer than you thought? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one. And if you're already hooked on Joan and Min-jae's story, hit that like button so I know you're here for the chaos. Let's get into it. They arrive at the academy in 2 armored SUVs. Min-jae, Joan, and 6 guards. The school is pristine. Manicured lawns, modern architecture, children of Seoul's elite playing in the courtyard before classes. Yoon is safe. Joan can see him through the window of his classroom, sitting at his desk, laughing with another boy. But someone was watching him this morning. Someone who knows exactly where he goes to school. We need to pull him out, Joan says. Homeschool, something, anywhere but here. He just started making friends. Min-jae's jaw is tight. 2 weeks ago, he was having panic attacks. Now he's laughing again. Because of you. And he'll be dead because of me if we don't. We don't run. Min-jae cuts her off. His voice is steel. Not from this. We find whoever sent that message, and we end them. Joan wants to argue, but she sees the same cold calculation in his eyes that she saw 3 weeks ago when he chose to stand and fight instead of abandoning her. He's not letting her go, even if keeping her gets them all killed. Okay, she says quietly. Then we hunt them. Back at the mansion, Min-jae's war room is in the basement. Floor-to-ceiling screens, secure communications, maps of Seoul with digital overlays showing territory, safe houses, and rival gang movements. Ji-hoon, Min-jae's head of security, is already pulling surveillance footage from every camera within a mile of Yoon's school. There, Joan points. Rooftop, southwest corner, that's the angle. Ji-hoon zooms in. A figure, male, dark clothing, professional-grade camera with telephoto lens. Can you get a face? Min-jae asks. Working on it. Joan studies the footage. The way the man moves, confident, relaxed, no fear of being spotted. This isn't amateur hour. This is someone who's done this 1,000 times. He wanted us to know, she says quietly. Min-jae looks at her. What? He took the photo from a visible position, sent it from a burner, but didn't mask the timestamp. He's not trying to hide. Joan's throat tightens. He's announcing himself, letting me know he's here, that he can get to Yoon anytime he wants. Who is he? I don't know. After Accra, I never saw their faces. Just heard the gunshots. Saw my team die. Her voice doesn't shake. It never does when she talks about that night. But whoever hired them doesn't leave loose ends. I'm the last one who can testify that the diplomat they killed was laundering cartel money, and they won't stop until I'm dead. Min Jai steps closer, takes her face in his hands. Then we kill them first. Joan is in the training room, running drills, when Ji-hoon interrupts. Ma'am, we have a situation. She follows him upstairs. Standing in Min Jai's office is a woman Joan has never seen before. Nigerian, early 30s, professional pantsuit, Interpol badge clipped to her belt. Joan Williams, the woman says in Igbo-accented English. Or should I say, Joan Okafor? Joanna Mensah? You've had a lot of names in the last 8 months. Joan's hand moves instinctively toward her concealed carry. Relax. The woman holds up both hands. I'm not here to arrest you. I'm here to save your life. Min Jai is already standing behind his desk, gun drawn but lowered. Who are you? He demands. Detective Sarah Okonkwo, Nigerian Interpol. I've been tracking the Accra assassination for 8 months. She looks at Joan. You're the only witness who survived, and I need your testimony to bring down the people responsible. Joan laughs. It's bitter, humorless. You want me to testify, in open court, against a West African cartel with connections in 14 countries, in exchange for full immunity and witness protection. Witness protection doesn't work when the people hunting you have unlimited resources. Joan's voice hardens. I testify, I die. Everyone I care about dies. So thanks, but no. Detective Okonkwo's expression doesn't change. The hit team is already in Seoul, she says calmly. 3 operatives, led by a man named Marcus Adeyemi, former Nigerian military. Dishonorable discharge for war crimes. He's eliminated 47 targets in the last 6 years. 0 failures. The name means nothing to Joan, but the number does. 47. How long do I have? Joan asks. They arrived 2 days ago. Based on patterns, they'll make contact within 72 hours. Establish surveillance, confirm the target, then execute. Detective Okonkwo pauses. If you let me help, I can extract you before they strike. No. Joan, I'm not running anymore. Joan's voice is quiet, but absolute. I run. Yoon becomes collateral damage. They'll use him to get to me. You know they will. Detective Okonkwo looks at Min Jai. You understand what you're signing up for? Keeping her here makes you a target too. Min Jai smiles. It's cold. I've been a target my entire life, detective. One more doesn't scare me. This isn't gang warfare. This is international organized crime. Then it's a fair fight. Detective Okonkwo stares at them both for a long moment. Then she pulls out a business card, sets it on the desk. When you change your mind, and you will, call me. I'll do what I can. She leaves. Joan picks up the card, studies it. You should take her deal, Min Jai says quietly. What? Witness protection, new life, you'd be safe. Joan turns to face him. Without you, without Yoon. Alive, alone. She steps closer. I've been alone for 8 months, Min Jai. Running, hiding, surviving, but not living. And then I found you, found Yoon, found a reason to stop running. Her voice cracks. Don't ask me to give that up. Min Jai pulls her into his arms. Then we fight, he murmurs against her hair. Together, together. That afternoon, 2:15 p.m. Joan is on the rooftop of the mansion when her past calls. Not literally, but close enough. She's running perimeter checks. Old habits die hard when she spots it. A drone. Small, professional grade, hovering 200 meters out, just beyond the estate walls. Watching. Joan doesn't react, doesn't look directly at it, just continues her patrol like she hasn't noticed. But inside, her heart is pounding. They're here, not just in Seoul, here, at the house. She finishes her circuit, goes back inside, finds Min Jai in his office. We have a drone, she says quietly. Southwest perimeter, they're mapping the property. Min Jai doesn't waste time. He's on the phone immediately. Ji-hoon, drone, southwest. I want it traced and destroyed in that order. 30 seconds later, one of the guards fires a precision shot. The drone drops, but the damage is done. They know the layout now, know the guard rotations, know where Yoon's bedroom is. We need to move him, Joan says. Where? Every property I own is on file. They'll find him. Then we send him somewhere they can't trace, someone outside your organization. Min-jae looks at her. You're thinking of the detective. She offered protection. She's Interpol. She has resources you don't. I don't trust her. Neither do I, but I trust her more than I trust our ability to protect Yoon from 47 confirmed kills. Min-jae closes his eyes. This is what it looks like when a Mafia boss realizes he's outgunned. I'll make the call, he says finally. They don't make it to the phone call, because that's when Ji-hoon bursts into the office. Sir, the school just called. Someone tried to take Yoon. Joan is moving before Ji-hoon finishes the sentence. Min-jae is right behind her. They're in the car in 45 seconds, pulling up to the academy in 8 minutes. Police are already there. 3 squad cars, ambulances, Joan's vision tunnels. She's out of the SUV before it fully stops, running toward the building, and nearly collides with Yoon. He's sitting on the front steps with a teacher, wrapped in a blanket, drinking juice. Unharmed. Joni-ama! He sees her and bursts into tears. She drops to her knees, pulls him into her arms, holds him so tight he squeaks. I'm okay, he whispers. I did what you taught me. I screamed and ran, and you did perfect, baby. So perfect. Min-jae crouches beside them, his hand on Yoon's head, his eyes on Joan. They almost lost him. A police officer approaches. Mr. Kang, your son was very brave. 3 men approached him during outdoor recess, tried to lead him to a vehicle parked outside the fence. He screamed, bit one of them, and ran back to the teachers. Did you catch them? Min-jae's voice is lethal. They fled in a black van, no plates. We're reviewing security footage now. Joan already knows what they'll find. Professionals, masks, gloves, nothing traceable. But this wasn't Marcus Adeyemi's team. This was too sloppy, too public. This was someone else. She looks at Min-jae, sees the same realization in his eyes. Choi Dae-sung, he says quietly, the rival gang leader. The father of the boy Yoon humiliated at school 2 months ago. He's using the chaos, Joan murmurs. Your enemies know you're distracted protecting me, so they're all making moves. Then we send a message. Min-jae stands, pulls out his phone. Ji-hoon, I want Choi Dae-sung's location, now. They don't go after Choi immediately, because that's when Detective Okonkwo calls. I heard about the school, she says without preamble. That wasn't Marcus Adeyemi. We know, Min-jae says. They're on speakerphone in his office. Yoon is upstairs with 2 guards. It was a rival gang, which means you're fighting a war on 2 fronts, and you're going to lose. Detective Okonkwo's voice is blunt. Let me take Yoon, just for a few days. Secure location, armed protection. He'll be safe while you deal with this. Joan looks at Min-jae. He's gripping the edge of his desk so hard his knuckles are white. Sending Yoon away means admitting he can't protect his own son, but keeping him here means risking his life. 48 hours, Min-jae says finally. And I want live video feed, 24/7. Any sign of trouble, we're coming for him. Deal. They bring Yoon downstairs. He's wearing his dinosaur pajamas, clutching a stuffed tiger Joan bought him last week. Appa? His voice is small. Where am I going? Min-jae kneels, takes his son's hands. A safe place, just for a little while. Joan and I have some work to do, and we need to know you're safe. Are you sending me away because of me? What? No, Yoon. The boys at school said I cause problems, that bad people come because of me. Joan's heart shatters. She kneels beside Min-jae, takes Yoon's face in her hands. Listen to me. None of this is your fault. You hear me? Not the attack, not the school, none of it. Her voice is fierce. Bad people exist because they choose to be bad, not because of you. You are brave and strong and perfect, and we're keeping you safe because we love you, okay? Yoon nods, tears streaming down his face. I love you too, Joni-ama. It's the first time he said it out loud. Joan pulls him into her arms, buries her face in his hair so he can't see her cry. I'll see you in 2 days, she whispers. I promise. Detective Okonkwo arrives 20 minutes later with 2 armed agents. They take Yoon. Joan watches the car pull away until the taillights disappear. And then she turns to Min-jae. Now we end this. Okay, pause for a second. If someone tried to hurt a child you loved, how far would you go to protect them? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you're Team Joan and Min-jae fighting back, hit that subscribe button because part 3 is coming and it's going to be brutal. Let's keep going. Min-jae's basement war room is full. 12 guards, Ji-hoon, Detective Okonkwo on video call, and Joan. Min-jae stands at the head of the table. We have 2 threats, he says. Marcus Adeyemi and his team, here to eliminate Joan, and Choi Dae-sung, using the chaos to attack my family. He looks at Joan. We deal with Choi first, fast and loud. Send a message to anyone else thinking of making moves. And Marcus? Ji-hoon asks. We set a trap. Joan steps forward. Marcus is a professional. He won't move until he's confirmed my location, mapped my routine, identified vulnerabilities. So we give him what he wants. We leak that I'll be at a specific location at a specific time. Alone. You're bait, Detective Okonkwo says flatly. I'm the target. Might as well use it. And when he shows up with his team, we'll be waiting. Min-jae's smile is cold. Joan won't be alone. They find Choi at his private club in Gangnam. Min-jae, Joan, and 8 guards walk in through the front door. No masks, no subtlety. The club goes silent. Choi is at a VIP table with 6 of his men. He sees Min-jae and stands. Kang, you have some nerve. Min-jae shoots the man to Choi's left in the kneecap. The gunshot is deafening in the enclosed space. People scream, run for the exits. Choi's remaining men reach for weapons. Joan moves. She disarms the closest guard in 2 moves. Breaks his wrist. Takes his gun. Fires 3 shots. 3 men drop. Non-lethal. Knees and shoulders. The entire room is secured in under 15 seconds. Min-jae walks up to Choi. Presses his gun under the man's chin. You tried to take my son. I didn't. Don't lie to me. Min-jae's voice is soft. Terrifying. You thought I was distracted. Thought you could make a move while I was dealing with other problems. You were wrong. Min-jae, please. You have 2 choices. Exile or death. Choose now. Choi's face goes white. Exile. Smart man, you have 24 hours to leave Seoul. If I see you again, I won't ask questions. I'll just put a bullet in your skull. Min-jae steps back. Oh, and Choi. Tell everyone what happened here tonight. Make sure they understand. Anyone who touches my family dies. They leave. Behind them, Choi Dae-sung collapses into his chair, shaking. In the car, Joan looks at Min-jae. You let him live. He was a distraction. Marcus is the real threat. You're getting soft. Min-jae smiles. Takes her hand. Only with you. 2 days later. They leak the information through 3 separate channels. Joan will be at a private shooting range in Itaewon. 3 p.m. Alone. Training. It's the perfect setup. Isolated location, soundproofed, easy access and escape routes. Of course, Joan won't actually be alone. Min-jae and 15 guards will be positioned throughout the building. Snipers on adjacent rooftops. Detective Okonkwo's team covering exits. They're ready. At 2:45 p.m., Joan arrives at the range. She goes through the motions, checks in at the desk, rents a lane, sets up her targets, and waits. 2:55 p.m., nothing. 3 p.m., still nothing. 3:15 p.m., Min-jae's voice crackles through her earpiece. Maybe he's not coming. He's coming, Joan murmurs. He's just being careful. 3:30 p.m. The door to the range opens. A man enters, tall, black, 40s. Calm. He moves like water. Marcus Adeyemi. He doesn't acknowledge Joan. Just rents the lane next to hers. Sets up his own target. Starts shooting. Joan continues her own practice, aware of every move he makes. They shoot in parallel for 5 minutes. Then Marcus stops. Turns to her. You're good, he says in Nigerian accented English. Thanks. Military? Private security. Ah. He reloads. I was military once. Nigerian Army, Special Forces. What happened? Dishonorable discharge. Turns out they frown on... Creative interpretations of engagement rules. He smiles. It doesn't reach his eyes. Now I freelance. Joan's finger hovers near her weapon. What kind of freelance? Problem solving. Someone has a problem, I solve it. Permanently. Sounds dangerous. It is. Marcus turns to face her fully. Especially when the problem is a woman who witnessed something she shouldn't have. Who's been running for 8 months. Who's very, very hard to find. The air between them crackles with tension. Until she stops running, Joan says quietly. Until she stops running, Marcus agrees, and hides behind a Korean gangster with delusions of protection. He's not delusional. He's very good at what he does. So am I. Marcus tilts his head. I counted 15 of his men in this building. 3 snipers outside, probably Interpol covering the exits. Impressive, but not enough. Then why are you here? If you know it's a trap. Because I don't want to kill you, Joan. Marcus's voice is almost gentle. I don't have a personal stake in this. I'm just doing a job. So I'm offering you a deal. I'm listening. Testify that the diplomat you were protecting in Accra was laundering cartel money. Go public. Make a statement. The cartel gets what they want. Confirmation that their cleanup was thorough. And they'll call off the hit. You live. I get paid for resolving the problem peacefully. Everyone wins. Joan stares at him. And if I testify, they'll kill everyone I named as a witness, my entire team's families. Your team is already dead. Their families aren't. Marcus sighs. Then we have a problem. Yeah, we do. For a long moment, neither moves. Then Marcus smiles. I'll see you soon, Joan. He walks out. Joan doesn't stop him, because she understands now. Marcus isn't the real threat. He's the messenger, the warning shot. The real attack is coming, that night. They're back at the mansion, debriefing, analyzing, planning next steps. Detective Okonkwo is on the video screen. Marcus made contact but didn't engage. That's unusual. He was testing us, Joan says, seeing how we'd react, measuring our resources. Or he was delivering a message, Min-jae murmurs. Everyone looks at him. What message? Ji-hoon asks. Min-jae pulls up a financial report on the main screen. I had our people dig into the Accra assassination. The diplomat who was killed, Adebayo Ogunlesi, was laundering money through offshore accounts, Hong Kong, Singapore, Seoul. Joan goes very still. Seoul. 3 shell corporations, all connected to luxury real estate and nightclub operations. Min-jae's face is grim. Joan, the cartel wasn't just using the diplomat to launder money. They were using my businesses. The room goes silent. That's why they want me dead, Joan whispers. Not just because I'm a witness, because I can connect the diplomat to your operations, prove the money trail, which means I'm not just collateral damage. Min-jae's jaw tightens. I'm the target. You are just the loose end. They want my empire. Detective Okonkwo leans forward on screen. If that's true, killing Joan doesn't solve their problem anymore. You've already seen the connection, which means they're coming for all of us, Joan finishes. As if on cue, the power goes out. Emergency lighting kicks in, red, flickering. Ji-hoon is already moving. Perimeter breach, southwest fence, multiple contacts. Gunfire, shattering glass. Min-jae grabs Joan's arm. The panic room, now! What about Yoon? He's with Okonkwo. He's safe. Move. They run. The mansion becomes a war zone. 20 attackers, professional, coordinated, heavily armed. Min-jae's 12 guards engage immediately. Gunfire echoes through every hallway. Joan and Min-jae make it to the 2nd floor, back to back, moving as one unit. 3 attackers round the corner. Joan fires first. Double tap. Center mass. 2 down. Min-jae takes the 3rd. Headshot. They keep moving. The betrayal, Joan gasps. Someone gave them the layout, the guard rotations. Later, right now, we survive. They reach the war room, barricade the door. On the security screens, they can see the battle unfolding throughout the house. 5 of Min-jae's guards are already down. We're outgunned, Joan says. Then we even the odds. Min-jae opens a hidden panel in the wall. Inside, enough weapons to start a small war. Joan grabs a rifle, extra magazines, flashbangs. How many secret panels do you have? Enough. Min-jae arms himself. Ready? Always. They exit the war room through a hidden passage, emerge on the first floor behind enemy lines, and start hunting. Joan finds Marcus in the East Wing. He's alone, methodically clearing rooms. When he sees her, he doesn't look surprised. "I told you I'd see you soon. You brought an army. Not my idea. My employer got impatient." Marcus chambers around. "I would have preferred to keep this professional." "Then walk away." "Can't. Contract's a contract." They fire simultaneously. Both miss, training and instinct putting them behind cover in the same split second. They circle each other, trading shots, neither landing a kill shot. Marcus moves like liquid, fast, precise. But Joan is faster. She's been training every day for 2 months. Combat drills with Min-jae's guards, sparring, conditioning. She's not the same woman who ran from Accra. She's a weapon. They close distance, hand to hand. Marcus is stronger. His strikes carry brutal force. But Joan is technical. Every move calculated, every counter textbook perfect. She blocks his punch, drives her elbow into his ribs. He grunts, sweeps her legs. She rolls, comes up with her knife. They separate, both breathing hard. "You've gotten better," Marcus says. "I had good motivation." "The kid." "And his father." Marcus smiles. "Love makes you weak. Love makes me dangerous." She attacks, knife work, fast, lethal. Marcus defends, barely. She catches his shoulder, his thigh. He's slowing. She sees it, the old injury, right knee. He favors it when he pivots. Joan feints high, strikes low. Her boot connects with his knee. He goes down. She's on him in a second. Knife to his throat. "Yield." Marcus stares up at her, blood on his face, respect in his eyes. "You're wasted hiding," he says. "You should be leading armies." "I'm exactly where I belong." She doesn't kill him, just knocks him unconscious. Because Marcus was right about one thing. This was just business. Min-jae finds the traitor in the war room, his most trusted advisor, the man who's been with him for 8 years, Lee Sang-woo, bleeding from a shoulder wound, trying to access the safe. "Sang-woo." The man freezes, turns. "Min-jae, I can explain. You sold us out. They were going to kill my family, so you gave them mine instead." Min-jae's voice is lethal calm. "How long?" 3 weeks, since the first attack. They approached me, said if I helped, they'd spare me. I didn't have a choice. There's always a choice. Min-jae raises his gun. A gunshot echoes, but it's not Min-jae who fired. Joan stands in the doorway, smoking gun in hand. Lee Sang-woo drops. "He was going for his weapon," Joan says quietly. Min-jae looks at the body, then at Joan. "Thank you. We're even." The battle ends. 15 attackers dead, 5 captured, 3 escaped. Of Min-jae's 12 guards, 7 survived. The house is destroyed. Bullet holes, blood, shattered glass. But they won. Police arrive. Interpol. Detective Okonkwo in person. "I'll handle the cleanup," she says. "Official story, gang warfare, rival factions. Joan Williams was never here." "And Marcus?" Joan asks. "He'll disappear into the system, extradited, international warrants. He won't bother you again." Joan nods. Detective Okonkwo hands her a folder. "New identity, legal, airtight. Joan Williams died in the firefight tonight, but you," she looks at Min-jae, "can start fresh, both of you." Joan stands in the rebuilt mansion. New furniture, repaired walls, no trace of the battle, except the memorial wall in the main hall. Photos of the guards who died protecting this family. She touches one frame, whispers a prayer. "They'd be proud of you." She turns. Min-jae stands in the doorway. Yoon beside him, her family. "Yama?" Yoon runs to her. "I got an A on my math test." "That's my boy." She scoops him up, spins him. He laughs. Min-jae approaches, takes her hand. "There's something I need to ask you." "Min-jae." He pulls out a knife. Tactical, carbon steel, custom grip. "You taught me to trust the blade at my back," he says softly. "Taught me that the most dangerous weapon is the one you never see coming." He holds out the knife. "Joan Williams, or whoever you want to be now, I'm asking you to be the one who always has my back. Officially. Permanently. Joan stares at the knife. At this man who chose her over safety, over logic, over everything. Are you proposing with a weapon? You prefer rings? She laughs, takes the knife. This is perfect. Is that a yes? That's a yes. Minjai kisses her. Soft, deep, full of promise. Yoon makes gagging noises. Gross! Appa, you're kissing! They break apart, laughing. Joan looks at her family, at the home she built from blood and survival. And for the first time in 8 months, she's not running. She's exactly where she belongs. 6 months later, Joan stands in the training yard, teaching a class of new recruits, 20 guards, men and women, all learning the techniques that kept them alive. Yoon practices alongside them. 10 years old now, confident, strong. Min-jae watches from the window of his rebuilt office, the same window where he first saw her training his son. Except this time, he's not suspicious. He's home. Joan looks up, catches his eye through the glass, smiles. He smiles back. And in that moment, both of them know. Some warriors are meant to hide, some are meant to run. But the best ones find something worth fighting for and build an empire protecting it. If you made it this far, you're the real one. Hit that like button, drop a comment telling me if you're Team Joan forever, and subscribe, because part 3 is coming, and you do not want to miss what happens when one of Joan's supposedly dead teammates surfaces with information that changes everything. Where are you watching from? Drop your country below. Thank you for spending the last hour with me. This is Soul Heart Stories, where warriors become queens and mafia bosses learn to love. How's your day going? Let me know. See you in part 3. Stay blessed.